from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay. We from.
Hey, be sure to hit the like, subscribe, follow. Now we're going to go ahead and get into our Saturday slate. We only got 4 games. It's a ton of action going on, but we only got 4 games that we were able to break down. Let's kind of jump right into it. With the first one, we got Texas Tech coming off of it, just balled out yesterday, taking on the Kansas State Wildcats. Texas Tech 10-3 on the year, 10-6 against the spread, while the Wildcats are 8-7 on the year, 7-1 against the spread. This line opened up at 5.5, and it's been stuck since. So there hasn't been a whole lot of movement because these lines are fresh, and the total's at 126. Injury reports right now for Texas Tech. Shannon Jr., he is probable for tomorrow's game, as well as Agbo. He is questionable. Calhoun is questionable as well. As far as Kansas State, McGurry, he is questionable. At the guard, he is quarantined, so he's questionable, as well as the forward, Ezegu. He is questionable as well. Edwards, he's out indefinitely, and Landers is questionable as well as he's quarantined. Last time we saw Texas Tech, they beat Oklahoma State yesterday, while Kansas State is coming off a 57-60 loss against TCU, a game that they actually led in. Actual factuals for Texas Tech: 5-1 against the spread in the last 6 games. The unders hit 7 out of the last 9. They're 5-1 straight in the last 6 games, but only 1-5 against the spread in the last 6 games against Kansas State. 7-1 straight up in the last 8 games against Kansas State. 1-5 straight up in the last 6 games on the road. 3-9 straight up in the last 12 games whenever they're playing Kansas State on the road. But 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games on the season and against Big 12 conference opponent. Kansas State, actual factuals: the unders hit 13 out of the last 20 games. They're 1-4 straight up in the last 5 games. The overs hit 5 out of the last 6 whenever they're playing against Tech. The Wildcats are 0-4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games this season at the crib. Again, 9-3 straight up in the last 12 games when playing at the crib against Texas Tech, though. And 2-4 straight up in the last 6 games this season. So, Kansas State, Texas Tech, early game. Marley, what's your play?
I'm riding this Texas Tech wave until it's time to get off. And I don't think this is the time to get off. I know you said they're 9-3 on the road to any K-State, but a lot of those K-State teams were actually pretty good. I don't think this K-State team is really that good. You listed a host of probables and injuries and COVID-related instances. Definitely can't back that. And Kevin McCullough, Mr. All-World for Texas Tech, leading the team in points, rebounds, I believe maybe assists as well, but 12.8 points a game, 5.9 rebounds. Yeah, and he's leading in assists at 3.7 per game. And the Wildcats are just, like you said, I mean, we've probably been saying this a lot, especially since the last end of football season. This team is trending upward and the team is trending downward. This Wildcat team was on a 4-game losing streak. Granted, some of the games were close, like the TCU loss was only 3 points. The West Virginia loss was only 3 points. But West Virginia is not really a good team, in my opinion. And then the Texas was a blowout. And I think Texas is on par with Texas Tech. That should be actually a good game in the Big 12. So I'm going to ride this Tech wave, especially after the way they played against Baylor. And I don't know if anybody knows, but we know how I feel about Baylor, or you know how I feel about Baylor, Coach. I think that's the best team in college basketball right now. So put me on.
They just had a little hiccup.
Yeah, that was just a little slip up. I mean, they're not going. I don't expect them to go undefeated. So, but it did let you know Texas Tech talent.
Yep. I'm gonna go with the first half again for Texas Tech. They're probably gonna come out just a little slow, but I'm kind of going against the analytics here, so I'm gonna take the first half. Texas Tech. It should be at 3.5. I'm gonna get in and get out. It's probably gonna get a lot closer towards the end of the game because Texas, they've still been playing a couple of tough games this week, excuse me. So my official play for that game, I'm going to go with Texas Tech first half. I believe they'll get it done. So That's my official play. Hey, we appreciate everybody tuning in. I am the coach. This is Marley Bets.
Check it out. Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay. We from